just based on what happened last year, we got a good number of those guys coming back. Does that put you in a good position to start a season, having had all that experience in the playoffs last year?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you certainly, anytime you have a season like we had and you go as deep as we did, there's a lot of experience that you gain through that. There's a lot of growth individually and as a group. And you can take all that confidence and knowledge of how hard it is to get that far. But at the same point in time, as a coach, you kind of have your antenna up about the fact that you can't start there again. You know, you got to go back and start back down here because as many guys we do have back, we do have new guys in, free agents, new draft picks, new prospects. And you have to start the process over of building that culture that we had, becoming a family, a group that plays hard for each other, things like that. So as a coach, you're excited about what you have back, but you also have the guard up about making sure that we don't want to start too far ahead of the process.
Was it hard to let go last season after the ride you had and that group being together, like you said, that you knew it wouldn't be the same this year? Was it hard to say goodbye to that situation?
No, I don't think it's well. Number one, I think anytime you have a team, and we've had these the last 3 years, even the COVID year, but especially the last 2 years. Anytime you have a team that loves each other, treats each other and others around them the right way, and plays that hard for each other, as a coach, you know that doesn't always happen. And as much as you want it to, it just doesn't always happen. It usually leads to a lot of winning as well. And so you cherish it. The older you are in coaching, you cherish those teams because you know that you don't get them every year. So I don't think it was hard to let go of it, but I do appreciate what that group gave each other. And the guys that left, you know, we still follow. I'm excited to see Sean Malone's success and Larry Pilot's success and all those different guys that went different places because they're always going to be our guys, you know. So, but I don't think it's too hard to let go. And you just got to, you know, you spend the summer thinking about things, how to get better as a coaching staff, and then you just get focused on the new group coming in.
In the organization, do you think this is the deepest the Sabres organization has been with talent?
Yes. Yeah, without question. That's actually an easy answer. Doesn't mean we're going to be the best because you have to prove that up there and here. But it is the deepest. This is the deepest roster we've had in Rochester in my years here. The Sabres are the deepest they've been. The potential guys that are going to be call-up options for the Sabres are better than they were 2 years ago. So without a doubt, that's the deepest pool of talent collectively that we've had. But talent doesn't win hockey games. It gives you a chance. Competitiveness, habits, togetherness, those things are what ends up winning games, and we have to fight for that.
You lose Subi, you lose your rock. Just where do you stand with that right now? Because it's still important.
You know, Tokarski had a little bit of an injury, kind of a fluky situation yesterday, so he'll be out short term with an upper body. But we still have Devin Cooley, we still have Michael Hauser, and obviously they still have 3 up top in Buffalo, so that needs to play out as well. So we have very good organizational depth in goal as well. Cooley had a great year in Milwaukee. Ended up starting in the playoffs over Askarov, who's a first-round pick and a high prospect. So, and then Hauser's been a real steadying force for us in our organization over the last many years. Wherever he's played, whether he's been in the East Coast League, he's been a stud. He's been really good here. He's been good in the NHL. So it's nice to have that. But Subi was awesome, and I'm excited to watch his career continue to go because he was as good as he was on the ice. He's a better teammate in person, but I think we have the goaltending depth in our organization to overcome that.
Yeah, obviously, is really talented. Defense. Can you kind of talk about a couple of guys that are going to be key on defense for you?
Yeah, on D, anytime you can return Prow and Davies and Ciccone, that gives you a pretty good starting spot. Right? And then you have an influx of new, younger players with Novikov coming and Metsa and Jandrik and Savoie and who else might come back down from Buffalo at this point. We'll see how it plays out. But having Ethan Prow has been one of the best defensemen in the American Hockey League over the last 2 years with us in Rochester. Davies and Cheeks, their game really took off last year. I thought Davies was phenomenal for us in the second half of the year and in the playoffs. I thought trading for Ciccone really strengthened our decor. So those are the guys that are going to lead us and buy some time for the young kids to develop, because we've had a lot of young forwards over the last couple of years. We haven't had as many young D. It takes D longer. It takes goalies longer, right? Every position you go back towards your net is harder with young players. It's easier to play young forwards. It's harder to play young D. It's harder to play goalies. So it'll take the young defensemen some time, but those three veterans will lead the way for us.
I don't want you to give away too much.
Okay.
Online.
Anything else, Donnie?
Just one question. Have you heard if they're going to keep three goalies in Buffalo?
Above my pay grade. Yeah, I those are decisions that were made by Kevin.
So at this point, nothing planned, I guess.
I couldn't even tell you. We talk all the time as an organization, but there's certain things that I don't ask because they'll tell me when I need to know. And I think up in Buffalo right now, they have three very good goaltenders that have all played very good in training camp, not only in games, but in practice. They've all looked really good. There's 23 roster spots. There's nothing that says you can't have three goalies, right? There's just 23 roster spots, and that'll be up to Kevin and Donnie and the rest of that group up there to decide how they want to use those 23.
You've been so busy. It's like you must be in mid-season form by now, huh?
Camp is busy.
Well, not only that, but the prospects, and it seems like you're doing something all over the whole summer almost.
No, the summer was good. We had enough time off from July 10th till rookie camp. But rookie camp, main training camp are great experiences for our players and for our staff to be up in Buffalo. Don Granato treats us like gold, has us part of everything. I think a lot of American League staffs don't always get to be that involved as we get to be, so it's great. But it is nice to get here and start to become our group. Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.